my name is Crisanta Desillo from BSHM2B. Our topic for today is government ethics during this time of pandemic. Here are some of top issues related to government ethics that have arisen during the pandemic and are worth considering especially for members of our generation. And for my topic, this is one of the top issues in our society, which is the economy and unemployment. The economy has come to complete halt since the outbreak. As more the businesses close their job and the people lose their job, unemployment rates the skyrocket nationwide and continue to rise. This is leading to concern that the economy won't be able to meet everyone's needs. One of the biggest concerns to this level of government support and bailout has been encoded by those of the belief in lower level of government involvement. Many of the older members of this generation are entering the workforces, either out of college or high school, with entry-level jobs on their radar. As state attempt to return the normal, the government will have to decide what role it will take to help boost the economy. They need to decide what point of the economy can safely reopen, with fear that a wrong decision should be based on the ethical perspective that center around citizens and their well-being.
I'm Etelyn May Perez Casasian. The topic is all about voting. 2020 is an important year in the politics as Donald Trump's turn in nearing the end and the hundreds of races are relying on voter participation. Mr. Races and the question of whether election should be postponed or continue as scheduled. Wisconsin recently held its primary, but controversy struck as people stood in the crowded lines for hours despite nationwide orders to practice social distancing. 16 states have either postponed their election date or moved toward a vote by mail method, hoping this change facilitate voting for the constituents and provide them time to adjust. Gen Z is the most apathetic age group, and the government can ensure higher potential level of participation is upcoming election by participating, voting, and providing access to information. That's all for me.
New basic rights is some of top issues related to government ethics that have arisen during pandemic. As daily lives are changing, we are relying more on things like technology and the internet to complete tasks that might otherwise have been done in person. As a student switch into online classes and people work from home, the topic of access and what a government should ensure as basic rights for people becomes more relevant. This is especially an issue of some people already lack access to the internet before the outbreak and now may be unable to pay their bills. With fear of losing such access, should the government aim to ensure all children have internet access and the basic tools to learn online the same way that they provide foods and meals? Our ideas of what human rights are or what classifies as a necessity are shifting, and therefore we ask whether it is now the government's job to provide those in the way they help provide others. What happens when children cannot take classes during shelter in place due to lack of access to technology? The internet is one of the biggest sources that people are relying on now and seeing as a necessity, especially members of Generation Z who have grown up alongside technology and require it for classes and job. Yet, until the pandemic, it was seen as a privilege rather than a right. If this definition and the need for the internet has changed, what does it mean for privacy and security rights?
I am Rizpi Kambalsar from BHHM2B. Media and misinformation. Fake news and misinformation are common instances in our lives as social media plays a large role in politics and our news in consumption. Bad actors can easily spread lies on any subject with little repercussion, and therefore some consumer must take responsibility for verifying source into their own hands. Who should be policing this information? What happens when people who are part of the government contribute to the fake news, and most social platforms allow them to do? During this time of pandemic, the cases of misinformation have increased and in some cases been pushed out by influential groups like TV networks and government officials. Individuals that do not believe in the value of scientific data are some of the main contributors to the spread of misinformation, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who shared his belief that the virus does not pose any risk at all for people under 25. Although scientific facts say otherwise, this behavior by those in power is unethical, as it puts the lives of the audience at risk when they take the information at face value. Fake symptoms, numbers of cases, deaths, and unfounded solution of the virus are all examples of misinformation that have spread throughout the media in the few months. Given most members of Gen Z are highly connected through social media and receive their news through this channel, it's crucial that networks address the spread of misinformation, and closely monitors its sources. The more people exposed to this information, especially from those with authority and to whom we hold a higher standard, the greater the impact that the pandemic will have.